Hey guys, welcome back. I figured out what to do. It's pretty obvious. They give you the power bracelet, so you're supposed to pick up the bowling ball and throw it back at him. Doy. Okay, so throw it. Throw it. Ah. Pick it, pick it, pick it. Ah. Okay, I had a note today. This is gonna be maybe boring. I don't know. Ah, shoot. That's kind of a long note. It might take up 2 days. So get it. Oh, get it. Oh, combo. Come on. You've only got 10 minutes. Let's go. Come on. Okay, there we go. So I was listening to some old recordings that I did, my audio journal thing. I mentioned it before. Basically, once a week, I record an audio journal. On my way home from work. I've been doing that for like 3 or 4 years or whatever. And I was listening to some this week because I wanted some ideas for stuff to talk about if I didn't have enough notes. And last year, around January, I was reading this book, like a math book. I forget what it was called, but it was just like, it was like simple math stuff to make you seem smart or whatever. Okay, what do I do here? Oh boy, I don't know what to do. Oh, I got it. So the thing I was listening to that I was talking about. Oh, so, well, man, I'm not doing it. I feel like I'm rushing. Stop it. Slow down. Take it easy. Okay, not this slow. Ow. I watched this YouTube video that was like, you need to talk about stuff that you read, otherwise you're not going to remember it. So I was trying to be smarter and read books, but then I'm like, oh, I'm not going to remember it if I don't talk about it, so that's why I did that. Okay, that didn't work. I don't know what I'm doing. This is ridiculous. So the math book, this is bad. This is a bad day. I'm sorry. I was talking about regression to the mean. So if that's your thing, then you'll. Okay. I thought it was interesting. I hate myself. I'm doing terrible today. This freaking eyeball thing, and I don't. Okay. I'm just gonna stop and just regroup for a second. Okay. Listening to old recordings, get ideas. Regression to the mean is a math idea that a lot of people. I think it's something that a lot of people like talking about because it's a pretty simple idea and it kind of makes you sound smart when you talk about it. But not a lot of people really know or understand it, I feel like. That's a boss key. Can't even go this way. So the example I was talking about was, if you're like a scientist, say you want to test like Does giving dogs to kids who are depressed help them with their depression? So if you were kind of like a scientist who was dumb and didn't know how to do experiments, you might give a dog to a group of kids and be like, okay, if they get happier, then I know. Like, if I have 10 kids and they're all depressed and after a week they're less depressed, then I know that the dog helped them be less depressed. But that's not what you're supposed to do, because he called it extreme groups, I think. So you're testing an extreme group. Depression. People who are really sad. That's an extreme group. Wait, did I just... what? Oh boy. It's going to be another Wandery episode. I don't know how to beat that puzzle. I need to get a beak. So what you do, obviously, if you're a scientist, you know this is like the first thing they teach you in scientist school is you need a control group. So you need a group of kids who are depressed, and you don't give them a dog. And then you need a group of kids who are depressed, and you do give them a dog, and see if... and you need like a bigger sample size than like 10 people, but... then you measure like if the... out of 10, if the control group 2 people got happier, and the not control group 3 people got happier, then you know that, well, it helps a little bit better. I don't know. There's probably a sciencey term to describe that, but... or you would just say 10%, I don't know. But regression to the mean comes in because it's an extreme group. So naturally, if you have a bunch of people who are really sad, like the saddest they ever are, then the next day they might be a little bit happier, just because they're regressing to a state that's more normal. Most of them might not regress, but some of them might. He said he explained it like everything's on a scale of, if you have 2 variables, everything's on a scale of causality from 0 to 1. And everything less than 1, if you have 2 variables and anything that's less than 1 to 1, it's going to have regression to the mean. So when I was talking in my journal, I came up with this dumb example, like if you get in an accident every time you drive, so you drive 5 times and you get in an accident 5 times. That's 2 variables, and that's a causality of 1, because every time you do it, it happens. So for that, there would be no regression, because every time you do it, it happens. But if there's a causality of 0.5, so every time you get in a car, if you drive 2 times, you'll get in an accident 1 out of the 2 times. There will be regression in a sample. So I don't know if I'm using the right terms, but okay, maybe I explained it right. So if the causality is 0.5, and you get in 4 accidents, the next 5 times you drive, you get in 4 accidents. The next time you drive, or the next 5 times, there's going to be regression, because you're going to be regressing to the 0.5, because 4 out of 5 is higher than 0.5. It's 80.8. This is boring, sorry. This is a day when I don't have any interesting notes, like I always do. Super interesting, right? Remember that time when you talked about a movie you watched and everybody loved it? It was so interesting. What are those little horse pieces doing down there? Okay. Maybe I'll try to talk about it again tomorrow. Man, today's bad. I don't know why I keep having this feeling like you're doing so bad at talking. Hopefully it's just, I don't know. It's just like, well, I'm trying to get better. Because I look at my old videos and I'm like, well, I'm better than that, at least. And maybe if I create like a playlist of Link's Awakening episodes, you can look back and be like, you could just see some kind of progress, because those were like 5 months ago. So it'll be interesting to just watch them all back to back. But whew, that was a rough day, wasn't it? I don't know. Does Markiplier talk about how bad he's doing at the end of all of his episodes? This is something I used to do a lot. Recently, I feel like I haven't done it as much. Like at the end of an episode, be like, man, that was bad. But I don't know. I don't watch Markiplier, but I bet he never talks about how terrible he is when he's doing it. Nobody's going to make it this far anyway, because I just talked about for 10 minutes about regression to the mean, because I had listened to a recording I had done about talking about a book I had read a year ago. So that's how... Okay. Alright. But I gotta try to do it again tomorrow, because I have more notes. And I have to do like 12 more episodes today. Okay. This was an experiment. Wasn't a good one. Sometimes you do an experiment and you get a little radiation poisoning. That's like what today is. The theme of this week's episodes is radiation poisoning. That could be the title, if I can't think of one, of today's episode. Radiation poisoning. Because I'm failing at my experiment. Okay. See you tomorrow. Bye. That was awful, and that was 14 minutes. Hey, boy. I'm a mess. Zelda. There should be like a streetcar named Desire thing, and he's like, Zelda. Okay.